Republican leaders today reversed punishment for one of their own members after backlash from conservatives across the country. Congressman Mark Meadows last week was removed from his subcommittee chairmanship. He voted against fast-track trade legislation, and today he was reinstated in his position as chairman. Congressman Mark Meadows joins us here tonight, a member of the House Oversight Committee, Foreign Affairs Committee. Good to have you here. And I have to say, I'm like so many others, I'm delighted that you're back in the post and that Jason Chaffetz, the leadership, understood that it was an absurd thing to do to a man who, in your case, was voting his conscience and his judgment.
Well, thank you, Lou, and really thanks to all your viewers that are out there, because it was really the voice of the American people that won out this day. This has never been about Mark Meadows, and really it's all about making sure that hard work gets rewarded, and the American people had their way, and I just thank you so much for your kind words. But more importantly than that, we need to focus on really what's happening here on Capitol Hill. It needs to be about that middle class that you talked about, the hardworking American taxpayer, and what's best for them. And for me and my constituents, this fast track was not the right way to go.
Well, and that vote is moving forward. The Trans-Pacific Partnership is moving forward, and it's pretty clear the Chamber of Commerce, the Business Roundtable, are going to have their way again without concern for what is frankly best for the working man and woman in this country, or small businessman man or woman, our middle class. But let's move to the Internal Revenue Service, which today is astounding. I mean, the leadership of that agency has basically, put a thumb in the eye of the American people, law, judgment, and the Congress of the United States, destroying emails in violation of a court order. What in the world are you going to do? Can you do anything about it?
Well, I think we can do something about it. Obviously, Chairman Chaffetz conducted this meeting. It was very illuminating when you see that not only has there been testimony, but there's been testimony 4 and 5 times from the commissioners saying that we've looked everywhere, we can't find them. And what we found today was not only did they not look, which we knew, but in the 4 places where, or 5 places where they said there were these backup tapes, they got specific instructions not to destroy them, and they were destroyed after the subpoena went out and requests for that information. We don't know if there's criminal wrongdoing now, but certainly there needs to be some people with their heads rolling and people getting fired.
You and the other members of the United States Congress have been stonewalled by this administration on every single inquiry into each and every scandal. There has been a massive stone wall constructed since 2009 in that town that has been inviolate. You all have not been able to penetrate it to get to the truth. Do you have any greater hopes that that will happen this time?
Well, I do have some greater hope, and it really boils down to the inspector generals, but within that, the inspection division, they've been able to find things miraculously that the IRS can't find, the Department of Justice can't find. I made the comment today, perhaps we need to put them in charge of audits and other investigations, because this seemed to be pretty easy task for them. And this final report is coming out. They're going to name names. We're going to know those people that need to be held accountable. And certainly the commissioner is going to have to answer for his sworn testimony that seems to be contradicted by the Inspector General's testimony on Capitol Hill here.
Congressman Mark Meadows, always good to talk with you. We appreciate your time. I would be remiss if I did not extend our thanks here on this broadcast to the House Freedom Caucus leader, Jim Jordan, amongst those who stood up strongly and tall for you, Senator Ted Cruz, others. There's too little time to name them all, but it's good to have friends with that kind of principle and courage. Thank you, sir.
And they were. Thank you.